see the Darwin Salties taking on the Perth Wheelcats. Earlier today, both of these teams faced off. The Salties ended up taking the first game 70-66, which was a very, very highly tested game. Both of these teams are very competitive. On both squads, some of the key players tonight for the Salties will be C.J. McCarthy. He's averaging about 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. Rio, who is their international import, averaging 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Jalen, Tom, and John all averaging about 11 points. Jalen is among 9 athletes who will be taking the floor tonight that will be participating in the Monday night and Tuesday night exhibition for the wheelchair national team. I repeat, we have 9 guys that will be playing in that game Monday and Tuesday night, playing in this game tonight. And there goes a layup for the Perth Wheelies. But the Salties are going to come right back down the court. Aren't wasting any time. CJ throws it up to Jalen. Jalen finds Rio. Rio back over to CJ. You will notice something about this game. It's very fast-paced. The ball moves quick. There's Rio. There's a mid-range shot for Rio, and it's good. And here come the Wheelcats. They are going to be very determined to get this game tonight. They came into this game 6-0, winning both their first and second round matchups against Manly and Southern Districts. So losing to this morning at 9 was their first loss on the season, so they're really trying to come back. As number 14, Jack Kavanaugh, puts 2 points in for the Wheelcats. And here we see CJ bringing the ball up the left side. And he has a lane. He takes his lane and gets a layup to go. And that is going to have your Darwin Celtics up 7-4 early on in this first quarter. We see Jake Kavanaugh handling the ball at the moment. And just a miscue right there. Trying to find number 10, Sean Norris. He just couldn't find him. Salty's ball. And as Jalen takes care of the ball at the top, kicks it over to Rio. Back to Jalen. You can see the Salties trying to set up a shot. Looks like for Jalen. He's cutting to the rim. He's right in front. Oh, and then he kicks it right back to Rio. Can't get the assist, but that was some good ball movement. I think we'll see the Salties try and work that action again. The Wheelcats are going to come right back down the court. Here's Sean Norris. He's one of the best players on this team right now. And there you can see right there as he gets an easy layup to go. Rio is going to bring the ball back down the left side as the Salties are going to set up. And it looks like they're going to try and get Jalen an open look for the three. No good, but it's a good look for Jalen. Jalen's a 40% three-point shooter on the team, so I do think they'll try and find him behind that arc again. And there's Sean Norris, kicks it down to Jack, and that's really good basketball right there, a little bit of give and go. That's going to give the Wheelcats their first lead of the game. They are up 8-7, but it's still very early in this first quarter. Here we go again with CJ at the top. He's going to try and get it down there to Rio. Rio shoots it backwards, can't get it, gets his own rebound. Another backward shot for Rio, and it is good. Takes a lot of skill, a lot of patience to be able to make a shot backwards, let alone in a chair backwards.
Oh,
we're going to get it back
pass.
up. There's CJ with a great steal. And Jalen's going to push it up the front of the floor, looking for his opportunity, kicks it back out to CJ. CJ's going to be patient, set it up. There's a great screen. Back to CJ at the middle of the free throw line, and he gets that 2 to go. And the Salties are going to extend that lead 11-8, just over 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. It's a very fast-paced game, ladies and gentlemen, as we see Sean Norris trying to find his mate. There's a kick over to Jake. I'm sorry, Jake. I'll try and get that right for you today. And CJ's on a fast break layup alone. Can't get it to go. There's a rebound for Tommy Q, who had a big game earlier today. 33 points, so I know they'll try and find his hot hand early in this game. And looking for him, and you see he usually has a very, very high release. That's what makes it difficult to guard, and he is money from the mid-range. Tom shoots at 57% from the field on the season. So, you know, when he gets that high release, he's tough to guard, as you can see. As you see CJ again coming down for the Salties, finds Jalen. Jalen underneath, can't get it to go. There's a rebound for Tom, and here comes Sean. Down the left side, he's wheeling, dealing, serving. Finds his man Tom, and he gets another 2 for Tom. Look, Tom, like I said, is a very efficient, very high-release guy, so he's hard to guard. And there's Jalen from CJ. Real quick game.
He's looking for those long passes, isn't he, CJ?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
CJ is always looking for passes. He does lead the team in assists right now, averaging almost 8 assists on the season. So, yeah, we will see CJ trying to push that ball up. Like, he's looking for help now. He couldn't get anybody, and there's time with a steal. And here come the Perth Wildcats.
Yeah, the Wildcats are ready that time in defense.
Yep, and there's Sean, 2-time, which we saw a lot of this morning. You've seen a lot of it on the season already, and I think, you know, that will be a connection to watch out for the remainder of the game.
Absolutely.
Here's Jalen looking for his opportunity, kicks it over to CJ. CJ's feeling it, gets it off the bank, no good. There's a rebound going to Sean up the left side of the floor. You can see the Wildcats setting up into their offense again. There's Jake at the top looking underneath. There's a give and go, and an easy point for Frank Pender on the layup.
Yeah, they're really finding some space in that midline cut, aren't they? You know, they're really getting the shots in under the basket there.
Yeah, it does seem like wheelchair basketball tries to utilize the middle of the floor a lot, especially that keyway. Seems like an easier shot. As we see a tip goes off the Wildcats, and the Salties will remain in possession. Okay, Tom O'Neal-Thorne and John T. Brown checking in for the first time today in this second game. Here's Jalen over to John T. Not a lot of time left on the shot clock. 3, 2. I don't think they notice it, but Jalen figures it out.
Ooh.
Can't get it to go, and no rebound, and it is going to be Wildcats' ball. I think a bit of a miscommunication there, and I think that Salty's bench is going to have to get a little loud and make sure their boys know what's on the shot clock. As we see Sean bringing it up the right side again. And he's trying to see where he can find his guy. And there's Tom. And I'm telling you, he is money from the mid-range.
Yeah.
It's a very high release. And in wheelchair basketball, you notice some guys sit at different heights, and you use that to your advantage. Some of the guys that are lower, they're a bit quicker. And you see the guys that are sitting higher in the chairs, they're usually the shooters on the teams.
Yeah, that high release makes it much harder to defend. Unless you've got that height as well. But even then, look at that. There's another one.
Tom finds John T. early on, gets John T. a quick 2.
He's on the floor. He's back up again.
I know. I was watching the game early, and I thought it was a bit crazy how they do sometimes end up on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
On all fours,
It's
as
all
you would
part of
say,
it.
for someone in their situation with 2 wheels and 2 arms. As you see, Sean Norris is clearly taking care of the point guard duties today.
Yeah, the Salties are really trying to keep him out of that middle now. They're onto that middle cut, and
I
there
think they
go.
learned their lesson earlier.
Yeah.
I know they won the game earlier, but it was by a slim margin. And the Wildcats, they utilized the middle of that floor a lot. As you see, Jalen gets an easy 2 to bring that lead down to 1, 17-18. The Perth Wildcats are up with 1:46 remaining in this first quarter. As we see Sean bringing the ball up again for the Wildcats. And it is, you see, there's Tom taking another mid-range. Can't get that one to go. Big rebound for Jalen.
Oh.
I'm sorry, that was Jonty on that rebound. Here's Yannick with a fast break. Can't get the look that he wants. So he's going to be patient. They've got Jalen at the top. He takes another 3. No good.
Bad luck.
Big rebound for Yannick, though. Kicking it back out to Jalen at the top. Finds Tom on the wing. Tom's going to take a 3, and it's good to go. Great shot, Tom O'Neal-Thorne, to put the Salties up 2 with just a minute remaining in this first quarter.
Yeah, that's important, those points at the end of the quarter.
It is a big, big shot for Tom. Hopefully that gives him a little bit of momentum to end this first quarter. And Tom's done a good job being a defender on this team. And that was probably an issue that Tom McHugh has for the Perth Wildcats. He had 8 turnovers earlier today, as we saw him turn that one over there. So that would be something he'll probably try and hone in on for the rest of the game. As you see Sean Norris getting to a spot right in the middle of the floor, and that was real smooth. To tie the game up, 25 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
What an exciting end to the quarter. Couldn't be closer.
Both of these teams were able to see each other, obviously play against each other at the first game at 9 a.m. today, so they do look a little bit more comfortable as Tom takes another 3. And that was Princey. Tom O'Neal-Thorne, back-to-back 3s, and that is going to close out the quarter. Your Darwin Salties 23, Perth Wildcats 20. And that was a big momentum play for Tom O'Neal-Thorne. It seems like he's found the hot hand to end the first quarter.
Absolutely. It just shows, there's only 30 seconds to go, and you think, well, that's the last goal of the quarter, and then 2 more come along. So it's never over till the end, and Tom definitely made that one count.
We are about 1 minute before the start of the second quarter. Just a little bit of background over the last few weeks. This is round 3 for our NWBL Darwin Salties. First round, we didn't have a game, so we sat out. Perth Wildcats, however, did start out the season 3-0. They played the Manly Wheel Eagles. Did get the sweep. Second round, Perth Wildcats went over to Brisbane to play the Southern District Spartans. Got another sweep, so they are at the top of the ladder currently. Our Darwin Salties debuted last week in the Gong against Illawarra, where they did lose the first 2 games, but were able to get a win on the last day. So this is a big weekend for the Salties. Winning this morning and having an opportunity to win in this game would give them a boost on the ladder right now, as they are currently sitting in 7th place. And time is going to get it started for us. taking over the point guard duties. Looks like he's trying to get Jalen for a look. Jalen gets a shot at the wing, gets it up, and gets it good to go. And here's Sean Norris again, who seems to be the all-time point guard for the Perth Wildcats at the moment. Finds the other Tommy Q, who kicks it where Sean Norris gets the ball back at the top. He's going to have his chance at a three. Can't get it to go, and rebound goes to Jalen. Jalen surveying the field, trying to see if he can find anybody. Sees a lane. Gets a shot that he likes. Can't get it to go. But there's a rebound for number 7, Will Cooks. Here's time for another three. And can't get it to go. Halfway down. I think we'll see him set up Mr. O'Neal Thorne again for another look because that almost went in. As we see Tom McHugh on the other side, who kicks it back to the top to number 6, Cooper. Cooper over to Sean Norris. Sean Norris is going to take this mid-range. He likes that one. He gets it to go. That is going to bring the score 25-22. The Darwin Salties are still leading with just a minute and a half gone in this second quarter. See Tom O'Neal Thorne finds, it was John T. He can't get it to go. Some good defense right there by John T., but he can't stop him. And here comes Tom McHugh. Gives it over to Sean Norris. Sean Norris is getting well defended by Tom O'Neal Thorne, but he gets a kick right over there to Jake Kavanaugh, who gets a layup to go. But the Salties are quick to get it right back down the court. Tom O'Neal Thorne taking the lane that he sees, kicks it over to John T. John T gets it up and gets it to go in and one.
Fabulous pass there.
Yeah, great pass, great finish. That is going to bring your Salties up 27-24 with 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. So we see Sammy White set to check in for your Salties. Number 25, Ben Moncrief, and number 18, Phil Evans have checked in for the Perth Wildcats. As we see John T gets that free throw to go in. That was number 25, Ben, kicking it over to Sean. Sean over to Tom. Tom again with that high release. Gets it tipped this time. And Jalen is going to push it down the left side of the floor. Some good defense right there by Sean Norris, and a steal by Tom McHugh. And here's Sean Norris coming down the left side of the floor. He finds Ben Moncrief over the middle. And there's a foul going to be on Tom O'Neal Thorne.
Yeah, Tom O'Neal Thorne is a really aggressive defender, and he often ends up quite close to the edge with the fouls. But I think it does put a lot of early pressure on the players, so it's an important strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. Any chance that he gets, I've noticed, yeah, he's very, very aggressive on the defensive end, and it does. It showed in that first game. Like I said, these two teams are very, very competitive, very, very close. And I think his defense, may have been that difference maker in that 4-point game earlier today. As we see Jalen on the left side kicks it back to Tom at the top. Tom is such a threat behind the line, and they're going to get an illegal screen right there.
Well, Tom owned up for the earlier one, but he looked very confused about that one. Got a substitution coming in.
And he's going to have a conversation with the official right there just to make sure he understands what he's allowed to do and, what the referee may have seen. Phil Evans inbounds that one into Jake Kavanaugh. As Jake is seeing, he's trying to set up Tom McHugh on the other end, but the defense over there is really good for him. And that is, I believe, Ben Moncrief, who has just knocked down that three for the Perth Wildcats. That is going to give the Wildcats a 29-28 lead. As we see John T shoot a 3 to give the Salties a 2-point lead and respond to that three by Ben Moncrief. There's Phil Evans on handling the ball right now. He finds Tom McHugh. Tom McHugh back over to Ben Moncrief. Kicks it back to the top to Phil Evans, and that's going to be a foul on number 4, Damon.
Yeah, just put his hand out to grab that ball, but obviously a bit of body contact there across the arm, and that's just the risk you take when you reach in, I guess.
Yeah, and a timeout, for the Perth Wheelcats. I was speaking to Critica, who kind of heads the wheelchair program up here, just about some of these guys on both teams. Like I mentioned earlier, we've got 9 athletes who potentially could be playing for the Olympic wheelchair team, in a month or so. And quite a few of them, are very good friends. Obviously, they're competing against each other tonight. And Crit was explaining to me, she was saying it's like a brotherhood,
Yeah.
They all love each other. They want to see the best, but to be able to compete against each other tonight, it brings the best out of them. So.
Absolutely. They lift each other up. A lot of them have been playing together in national squads, right through their teen years. They played in different clubs together. Some of them played overseas together, and some of them have already been to the Olympics together. So, it really lifts the standard having a tournament like this where we can see, the best of the best, really, is what we've got here.
Showcasing something that you normally wouldn't get to see.
Absolutely.
Especially in a small town like Darwin.
That's right. Yeah, and the crowd's really getting into it too.
As Ben Moncrief has it at the top, it looks like the Wheelcats just couldn't find their offensive rhythm right there. And kudos to the Salties, who have been very, very gritty on that defensive end. As Tom O'Neill-Thorne is taking care of the point guard duties, kicks it over to Rio. Rio back to Tom.
Ooh.
Looks like they're trying to get Rio free.
Right.
Number 3, Sammy White on the side. Kicks it up to Johnson. Johnson can't handle it, and that is going to be a backcourt violation.
Yeah, obviously trying a play there that didn't quite come off. There was a lot of stretched arms out for those passes, a couple of fumbles, so definitely have to work on that.
Yeah, and you can see, users a kick back to the point guard, and you'll see their screen actioning happening the opposite side of the floor.
Yeah.
If you can't get that screen action happen, I think, that's where you get hung up, and then, those hands, they start to get real close.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and, they were talking about it in the game against Wollongong as well. These guys haven't actually played together that much, because the team isn't usually a team. Like, this is the first few games that they've had. They don't normally play together, so, they're still finding their own rhythm. They're still learning, what the moves are, I guess, but also instinctively how they play as a team as well.
As Tom O'Neill-Thorne kicks it right over to Johnson for another 2. And Tom seems to be finding his groove right now as a point guard. He got through the lane right there. He found his opportunity, found an open teammate who had a hot hand, so he's looking really good in that point guard duty right now. As we see Phil Evans take a 2, can't get it to go. Here's Sean Norris, so that shot clock getting deep. Gets to a spot that he likes, shoots a 2, can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Rio. And Rio's going to kick it over to Jonty. Jonty back over to Tom. And Tom's going to get this their offense settled in. Doing a good job getting into the lane. Finds Jonty again. Back over to Rio. Rio's looking. Can't find, but takes a shot. Gets that one to go.
Nice
Rio
one.
is our Japanese import who came and got up here maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago. His English isn't the best, but he's really, really enjoying Darwin. Obviously, we do have a big Asian influence over here, so he doesn't feel too far away from home. As he gives it to Tom on the fast break, Tom is going to take this layup and get it to go. And Tom has his hands all over this game right now. Defensively, offensively, I think he's really showcasing his abilities. So you see Sean Norris again taking over all the point guard duties. Kicks it over to Jake Kavanaugh, who can't get the layup to go. Rio kicks it up to Jonty. Jonty on the layup, He decides to pull it out. Great defense right there by Sean Norris.
Yeah, Sean wasn't
Finds
having
time.
anything.
Yep, got to step out on time. He's a three-point threat. Time right back over to Johnson. And it looks like they're going to get, Sammy White right there for an offensive foul, a legal screen. And it's very, very difficult to stop these tears, especially when you're going full speed. So, every now and then it's going to happen. But like you said earlier, Fiona, I think this Salty team is very aggressive, and right now it's paying off for them on the scoreboard.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got CJ McCarthy-Grogan's just come on, and his mum's here in the crowd. I saw her earlier. She's, his parents are massive supporters. He's a local guy, and he's, again, grown up here playing wheelchair and been a massive supporter of the competition locally. He's done a lot of training camps with local kids and, really promoted the sport. So.
As we see Rio knock that three down, and that definitely excited the crowd. Yeah, Fiona, like you were saying, CJ is a hometown kid. He does so much for the community, not only for wheelchair basketball, but just young athletes, young indigenous kids in general. I know he does a lot of counseling and things, so it's very good to be able to see him be able to put on his home colors and do it in front of, like you said, his family, his parents, his friends. It's real special to see this team up here.
Absolutely. Yeah, and CJ and Tom O'Neill-Thorne as co-captains, they've both sort of helped develop each other by, really pushing each other by being in opposing teams at different times. And
as we saw them two working together right there to get that trap and steal, but again, there's another offensive foul, illegal screen on the Celtics. That time they got Rio. I think he was trying to get out, and somebody else was trying to get down the floor. So yeah, just a bit of a trip up, but nonetheless, Perth Wildcats ball. We have just over 2 minutes remaining in the first half, where we see the Darwin Salties are up 40-31.
Oh, come on, Crockpot. I haven't been here all season. We haven't dropped off that much.
As Jake tries to get it over to Sean Norris, but he's unable to do it. Again, it just seems like Jake and Sean are doing a lot of the work for the Perth Wildcats. So you're going to need guys like Jake and some of these other guys who are, even Ben, who's hit a couple of threes, to just help out with some of the ball handling duties and getting other guys open. As CJ gets a quick spin and a layup to go to increase that lead now to double digits for the Darwin Salts.
Yeah, that lead's getting a bit more comfortable, and I'm sure the built-up Perth Wildcats would be really feeling that pressure to put some more threes on the board, a few more outside shots. Having a look now,
and there it is where Tom McHugh earns his living. I think that connection between Sean and Tom does work, but they probably need to work opposite sides as we see.
Oh, that was a big
collision
clash
happening halfway. And we're going to get a foul. Yep, that's going to be a hold right there on number 2, Frank Pender. I think the wheels got hung up, and he went to go reach for the ball and grab tear as opposed to the ball. We see the boys setting up. Really making it difficult for Frank right there to get back into the defensive position that he wants to be in. See CJ kicks it over to Tom, who gets another catch-and-shoot opportunity. That was short. But this Celtics team is very, very aggressive offensively. Shooting, attacking the rim. And I think that's why they see their lead is at 9 at the moment. I think the Wildcats have had opportunities, and they've just missed a few. I think if they do, and I'm sure they'll talk about it when they go in at the half, just cleaning up some of their off-ball movement and some of their passing and giving them a real chance to get back into this game. As Jake kicks it over to Tom, who can't get it to go, and here come the Salties again. Quick down the court. Great screen right there by Yannick Blair to free up Tom.
No one there.
Ford, who brings it back out. He's going to have another 3 and gets this one to go. Tom O'Neill-Thorne putting on a show for the home crowd.
Yeah, he's real confident in that spot, and I think he just wanted to have another bite at the cherry after the other one fell short.
As Sean Norris tries to come right back down and get shoot a quick one, but he can't get it to go. It's a classic 2 for 1. Depending on how the Salties, run this possession, Wildcats should have another opportunity to cut into this lead. As you see, the Salties are going to walk it up, roll it up, and set up their offense. Looks like, Tom sets the screen for Rio. Rio finds CJ in the corner. It looks like they're trying to set Tom up again, but defense right now by Sean Norris is great on Tom. 6 seconds. There's CJ, takes a mid-range, doesn't get it to go. 8 seconds remaining. It goes Jack right up, back over to Sean. Sean's going to get a look back to Phil Evans. Phil for 2, no good. And that is going to bring us to the half, where we see the Darwin Salties are up 45-33. Very, very, very competitive game. I know both of these teams are going to go in at halftime, have a good talk, make sure they clean up all of their miscues, and we'll see a very good second half out of both. Fiona and I will take a break, and then we will be back with you guys right before the start of the third quarter. Good evening and welcome back. We are just maybe about a minute away from the second half, where we see the Darwin Salties up 45-33 against the Perth Wheelcats. Very, very exciting first half. We saw a lot of up and down, some great defense. Tom O'Neill-Thorne hit a couple of big threes. He has 11 points. Jalen Brown, I'm sorry, not Jalen Brown. Jonty Brown came in off the bench, added 10 points, so him and Tom really helping those Salties out. And for the Perth Wheelcats, you got Sean Norris, Tom McHugh kind of leading the way, 10 and 8 points. Spread out scoring for the Wheelcats, though. So they're going to need some of those guys to start producing a little bit more to help them out in the second half. This is technically the second game for our Darwin Salties here in the Crock Pot this season. And we've got some really cool major sponsors on this year. So shout out to some of our sponsors. First Step, Bridge Toyota, Boundless Possible. Without the sponsors, some of the sponsors that we have, we wouldn't be able to have this, to be able to put on events like this in the territory. MJ Builders, another huge sponsor for the wheelchair team. As we see the Wheelcats opening possession, gets tipped by CJ, but that Salty defense is very, very demanding right now. It's forcing the Wheelcats to be on point with all of their passes, all their shots, because the Salties won't let them go.
Yeah, it's a great start to get that intercept there, even if it didn't come off, because it just gives them the signal straight away. We're not letting you get away with anything, and we're going to put the pressure on you. So
absolutely. As Sean Norris takes that mid-range, can't get it to go. There's Jalen Brown with the rebound, though. And here comes CJ bringing it up the left side.
Oh, easy pass in
go.
there.
Finds Yannick, who can't get the layup. Big rebound by Jalen. Gets fouled, but can't get the and one. I know he wants that one back. I know I mentioned earlier about guys sitting high and low in seats. Yannick's one of those guys who sits a little bit lower in his seat, but he's very, very fast, which does make those layups a little bit difficult. But he is a tremendous scorer and a tremendous defender for this Salties team. As he sets a good screen right there, they find Jalen at the top. Jalen takes a three, can't get it to go, but I don't think they're mad about that shot. I think Jalen's a very good three-point shooter. He just hasn't found his touch tonight. As we see the Wheelcats and Sean Norris bringing the ball up his left side. Looks like he's trying to find Tom McHugh. Tom McHugh back over to Sean Norris. Sean Norris looking, but decides to take the shot himself and gets it to bank off the glass. See, CJ is going to take over those point guard duties for the start of the second half. They're looking to set up. Who was that? Jonty? Yep. Jonty continues his role. He came in off the bench, got a few points in that first half, and he's been a part, and they get him involved early in the second. Sean Norris has the ball on the right side. Looking for a spot, kicks it over to Tom. High release Tom right there, can't get it to go. Rebound, and here comes Jonty. Jonty back over to CJ. CJ's going to get a little ghost screen from Sammy's. Right over to Jalen. Jalen back to CJ. Jonty's got the ball, getting low in the shot clock. He takes the three, can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Phil Evans. Phil Evans right up to, I believe that's Jake Kavanaugh. Jake Kavanaugh finds Tom. Tom right under the Sean. Sean takes a layup, can't get it to go. Jalen with the rebound. And Jalen's going to spin out down that left side, kicks it up to CJ, as CJ is going to set the offense for the Salties. Jay's looking, trying to find his teammates. It looks like they tried to set up Jalen, but great defense right there by the Wheelcats. Gets his second option, Jonty Brown, who has been a great second option right now for the Salties.
Very confident, very relaxed shooting, and just very smooth, not rushed.
Yeah, I think the Wheelcats are forgetting about him. You know, they're trying to stop Jalen, Tom, those guys, and Jonty sneaking in little spots and being, like you said, very confident. As you see him get a big block right there. Jonty Brown showing the Darwin community what he's made of. As Jalen using a few crossovers right there. Finds CJ right over the top. CJ likes the shot, takes it, can't get it to go though. And here comes Jake Kavanaugh down the right side of the floor. Jake kicks it over to Tom. Lele were trying to set Jake back up over there, but couldn't get it done. Phil gives it up to Tom. Tom tries to get it to Sean. No good, and there's Jonty Brown again, man, doing great things for the Salties. Look at CJ, big guards his way through the lane, gets the layup to go. And that was so much strength that would have took TJ. He got bumped, held onto the ball, stayed on his path, and finished that layup. Here's Tom. It looks like he was looking for Sean, couldn't find Sean, but ends up getting back to Sean, who sets it back up. There's a ghost screen right there by Frank. Frank gets a layup, can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Jalen. Jalen's pushing the ball up the court right down the middle of the floor. Kicks it right over to Yannick. Yannick back over to Jonty. Jonty to Jalen. Jalen's going to take the shot. Can't get it to go. Big rebound by Yannick, though. Way to get in there, Yannick. Finds Jonty again with the hot hand. No good right there. Rebound goes to Sean Norris. So Sean Norris right up the middle of the floor. Really got to get in front of Sean. He's got that mid-range, but I know he likes to wait and see if he can get his teammates involved. Great touch pass right there by Tom to Frank, and Frank gets that layup to go.
Nice patience there on that passing. Just waited for the right moment.
Yeah, and I think they've been kind of looking for that. Like I said, I think Tom and Sean know they have to get these other guys involved. They did a great job right there, and there's a great defensive effort right there by Sean Norris. Getting it up there, middle of the floor now. Great screen by Frank. Sean over the field. Phil can't handle it, but gets it back into play to CJ. CJ gets it up to Jalen, who's on a fast break right now by himself. Going to get the layup nice and easy. Jalen Brown. That is turning defense into offense. Great job, CJ, recognizing that Jalen was streaking, and that is going to increase this Salties lead 53-37 with 4.5 remaining in the third quarter. Here's Tommy Hugh for the mid-range pull-up at the free throw line. And I think they may need to try and find Tom a little bit more and get this scoreboard ticking over. You know, it's a good look for him. Hopefully he can keep that rhythm.
Yeah, it's been a tough start for him this quarter. And, you know, they really rely on Sean Norris. He's an amazing player, and he's absolutely pivotal. But if they can shut him down, if the Bridge Toyota Salties can shut him down, then...
As you see, Jonty missed that, but we got a few subs ready to go. These guys have been fighting hard over this first 6 minutes of the third quarter. As Sean comes right down the middle, can't get the layup, but gets his own rebound. Gets tipped by Yannick, and that is going to retain the possession for the Perth Wheelcats. Where we see Frank subbing out for number 12, Jordan. Yep, we see CJ and Jalen coming out for the Salties with Rio and Tom entering the game.
Yeah, Rio Fujimoto was amazing at halftime. He was practicing moving the chair without touching it, like just using his body to move the chair. And just look out for that as we're playing now.
Yeah, Rio has been playing sport a very, very long time, so I'm sure he's got a few tricks that some of us have probably never seen. As the Salties get a stop right there, and here comes Tom O'Neal Thorne. Doing a great job shielding the defense off, finding his man Jonty. Jonty right back over to number 3, Sammy White, who can't get it to go. And here come the Perth Wheelcats. That is number 18, Phil Evans on the right side. Gets it over to Sean Norris. Takes a big breath, shoots at mid-range, can't get it to go. Rebound goes to number 10, Yannick Blair. And here comes Tom O'Neal. Tom O'Neal to Rio. Rio back to Yannick. Yannick to Rio. Rio's going to take the mid-range. Can't get it to go. There's a rebound, and here comes Sean Norris. It looks like... Looks like we got a couple of chairs stuck together.
Yep.
Pretty
Just
good.
cool.
On everybody coming together to get Yannick stuck from Jordan.
All sorted, and the game's back on.
And I don't think people realize like that it has to be a very difficult thing to be dealing with a wheelchair and basketball, getting stuck together, and then still have to go and play. These guys are some real athletes, that's for sure. As you see, number 14, Jake taking over the point guard duties right now. And we are going, looks like we got a little bit of a tumble down there. Looks like Sean Norris got upended, but back on two wheels. And we see Damon Fitz checking in for Yannick, who deserves a much-deserved rest. Yannick has came in and been great, I think, for the Salties, setting screens on the defensive end. So, much-deserved rest for him. Sean Norris gets a screen right there from Phil Evans. They said they're trying to get Tommy Q, but couldn't find him, and that was 14. Jake Kavanaugh taking that shot, couldn't get it to go. And here goes Tom O'Neal-Thorne for the Darwin Salties. Tom kicks it over to Rio. Rio spots it, goes right into a three. He was very confident in that. Couldn't get it to go. And here comes Sean. Pulls it back out. He's going to set it up. Finds Tom McHugh, and there's Tom right on cue with a little elbow mid-range. And it's going to bring the score 53-41. Tom O'Neal finds Jonty Brown, who gets fouled on the way up. And that is going to put Jonty on the line, shooting two.
All right, Jonte's to the line. Can I get everyone's arms up?
As Jonty puts that first one in.
One more coming.
And can't get that one to go, but Rio with a big rebound. And Tom O'Neal-Thorne says, hey, let's set it back up, see if we can get a good one. But that shot clock's getting low, so Tom says, forget about it. I'm going to take the three. And, of course, he's going to make it. Major Tom, another three to push that lead back up to 16 with 1:30 remaining in this third quarter. As Sean Norris finds Jake Kavanaugh underneath. He can't get it to go. There's Tom saving the ball. And here comes Jonty down the right side. Jonty finds Rio at the top, kicks it over to Tom O'Neal-Thorne, who's going to take another three. Can't get that one to go, but yeah, and he says, Coach, hey, look, I know that was early, but it was a heat check, and I don't think anybody was mad at Tom for taking that three right there. As Sean Norris is on this left side, thought about the three, but decides to kick it over to Tom McHugh. Back over to Sean, who gets a screen from Jake. Jake gets the lay, can't get it to go. Tom O'Neal with the rebound over to Rio. And here comes Rio, kicks it back over to Tom O'Neal. And Tom is going to set this offense back up. He gets a really good screen right there by Damo. Kicks it over to Jonty, and there's another two for Jonty Brown.
Yeah, he's shooting from all over the place at the moment.
Yeah, again, Tom has come into this game and made his mark. And him and Jonty have a real special connection in this one today, and I think they'll keep trying to utilize that. As you see, number 12, Jordan, get a layup for the Perth Wheelcats, and that's going to keep the lead at 16 for the Salties with 10 seconds remaining, 59-43. Jonty's having a look at it. I think he's looking for Tom O'Neal-Thorne cutting. Tom takes the mid-range, no good. And that is going to do it for the third quarter, where we see the Darwin Salties up 59-43. I think this game has been very competitive, despite the score being a little bit more in the Salties' favor. I think what we're seeing from the Wheelcats right now is just a little bit of fatigue. Sean Norris, Tom Hugh had huge roles in that first game. I think they need to rely a little bit more on Jake Kavanaugh, see if they can get Ben Moncrief back in there and get him going, because I think those guys are just a little bit tired. So a little bit more effort and a little bit more output from those other guys, and I think we'll see the Wheelcats make a surge to get back into this game.
Offensively, what do you think the coach would be saying to them right now, to the built-up Perth Wheelcats? What sort of moves can they change? What can they do differently offensively to really get those scores on the board? Obviously, they got to use all of their players, but what sort of moves would they be looking at?
Yeah, I think where we see the Salties doing a very good job is they're turning their defense into offense. It's not many times we see them having to be in a half-court set. Usually they've gotten a stop, and they've got guys kind of pushing up the floor, whereas it almost seems like the Wheelcats are a half-court set every single time down. So if maybe, those Wheelcats get a few stops and push in transition, I think they'll see the scoreboard tick over in their favor a little bit more in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they're obviously having to use those screens and mismatch those defenders and, get those open plays under the basket. They're the ones that have been coming off for them the last quarter. Hopefully they can bring some of that to this quarter.
10 minutes remaining in this game 2 between the Salties and the Wheelcats. As Tom O'Neill finds Jonty at the top. Great screen right there by Tom to free up Jonty, who gets him another mid-range. Can't get that one to go, but it looked good like all the other ones have so far tonight. As Sean Norris is bringing the ball down the middle of the floor. And there's a great screen right now by Cooper. And they find Ben Moncrief at the top. Can't get it to go, but there's a rebound right there. Wheelcats going to keep the possession. There's Jake. Kicks it back over to Sean. Sean gets the three this time. Can't get that one to go, but we saw a little bit more movement. We saw guys getting involved in the offense, and I think that's a good look for the Perth Wheelcats. As Tom O'Neill finds Rio. Rio with the mid-range and gets that one to go. We're just going to get a stoppage. Who is that? That's Ben on the ground. He's going to get back up.
Yeah, Rio likes that foul line.
Yeah, that free throw line shot has been really good for Rio today.
I think now he and Tom are getting used to each other. Tom's always looking to kick it into him, and if he's open, he's missed a few, but he's clearly very comfortable there, and is getting enough to count.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned it earlier, the fact that now these guys have had a few more trainings, a few more games. They've gotten to get a little bit more used to each other. We're starting to see, at least for the Salties right now, they look like they're in sync. They know where their guys are and finding them in their spots.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's the same for the coach as well. Like, if they're new players that Ivo hasn't worked with before, Coach Jason Ivinson, then, he's got to get to know where their strengths are and where their players are as well and start designing the offense to that.
Absolutely. As you see, Sean Norris looked like he wanted to take that shot, but wasn't comfortable yet. He gets a shot right there at the top.
They're getting him away. They're getting good, comfortable shots.
I think Jake just needed to be confident in that look. If he was a little more confident in that shot, I think we might have went in for him.
Yeah.
At this stage, being down almost 20 points or down 18, you got to take those opportunities and be confident in them.
Yeah.
This is a good stop right now. The Wheelcats are getting a few more stops in a row. They've just got to start converting on the offensive end. As you see, Sean gets to his spot in the middle of the floor, but can't get that one to go, unfortunately. He plays some really good defense right there between him and Rio. And we're going to get a stoppage. Yeah,
despite the lead, it hasn't reduced any of the contact or any of the aggression in the game. It's still a really hard-fought game, and you'll get those clashes from time to time. Yes, as those chairs hit each other, so that's just all part of it.
Yeah, and I think Sean Norris is a bit tired, but he is a warrior.
He's been
And
amazing.
And you can tell he's a leader on this team. You know, he's keeping his younger guys involved, and it's really fun to see somebody who, you know, has been a part of the sport for so long still competing at such a high level.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, really you know, sets the game and sets the pace of the offense, and you know.
Again, take another three, and it doesn't look bad coming off his hands. I'd like to see him take another 2 or 3 and see if he can get a few to go in and cut into this lead for the Wildcats. A little bit of a collision. There's a big pass up right there. Finn Moncrief is going to handle it, and good defense right there by Rio.
I think that just shows, we were talking about those transitional opportunities, but the Salties just shut them down straight away. They were right there in the defense, so even though they got the turnover, they weren't able to bring it down.
Yeah, they're doing a very, very good job on the defensive end. As you see Sean Norris go down again. Yeah, he looks a little bit frustrated about that one. And, I mean, who wouldn't?
So
see quite a few subs.
The chairs do have wheels at the back of them, so ideally you don't go backwards like that. But when your center of gravity shifts and someone puts their hand on the ball, then that's a likely outcome.
Yeah. As Jake Kavanaugh finds Tommy Q, who gets it right at the buzzer to go. And then a great pass and a great shot right there. I'm sure some fresh arms in there are helping. Will help the Perth Wildcats on the offensive end. As you see, Tom O'Neill Thorne handling the point guard duties. They find Rio on that left side wing. And good defense right there by Tommy Hugh.
Yeah, good hands.
Get it back to Rio for the mid-range, and he can't get it to go. Oh, and there's going to be a foul right there on Rio, and he puts his hand up. Yep, knows it was on him. And Wildcats are going to retain possession. And here comes Sammy White checking into the game.
And that's only Rio's second foul, so he can afford, you know, if it's going to stop the play, he can afford it.
Yeah, with just 6.5 remaining in this game, and there's Tom O'Neill Thorne. Great defense again. And here comes Rio down the middle of the floor. He stays on the right side wing now, though. Great screen right there by Yannick. Rio's looking for a shot, can't get it, and we're going to get it. They're going to call it 3 seconds. Yep, this is very much similar to traditional basketball. The offensive players cannot be in the key for more than 3 seconds, and that does make it very difficult, especially being in the chairs. As we see Tommy Hugh kicks it down to Cooper. Cooper gets a shot up, but can't get it to go. Good rebound right there for the Wildcats. Number 18, Phil Evans, on that last bucket for the Wildcats. As Yannick Blair has the ball at the top. Right over to Tom. Wanted the 3, but couldn't get a good look. So he's kept his dribble alive. He's kicked it over to Rio. Rio shoots his mid-range. Can't get it to go. Good rebound. There's our man, John T. Brown. And I'll be honest right now, if I had a player in the game tonight, it'd probably be John T. Brown. Him or Tom O'Neill Thorne. I think they've come in and they've done all the little things. They made the shots they're supposed to make. They've really raised the level of play when they've entered the game.
Yeah, it's great. Back up there, he's right there where he needed to be. Fantastic pass into the key there, and it's just a team working really well at the moment.
As Cooper kicks it over to Tom, Tom over to Jake. Jake's going to get a lane. He's going to get the layup, but he can't get it to go. Rebound by number 7, Will Crooks.
That was a great play. You know, that was a perfect position.
Here comes John T. with the point guard, and we're going to get a stoppage. You know, I don't think I don't think you can ever get used to these collisions, to be honest with you. I watched the whole first game. this morning. I've seen games in the past. Every time they collide and they crash, it is full on.
Yeah, they're going at full speed. They are flying down that court.
Yeah, they are moving very, very quick in those chairs.
But everyone's having a bit of a laugh about it, you know. It's just all part of the course. You go down, you get back up.
Yep. Tom O'Neill was looking for Johnson underneath. Couldn't get it in there to him, but tipped out by the Wildcats. Johnson finds Jalen. Jalen takes it 2, but can't get it to go. Rebound goes to number 18, Phil Evans. Phil kicks it up to Jake Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh over to Frank. There's going to be a foul right there on Yannick Blair. As we see, Sean Norris set the check back in with 4:44 remaining in this game. The Darwin Salties are up 63-47, but the Wildcats are not out of it. There's a big possession right here. If they can get a score right here, I think it'll help them on a comeback. There's a shot up by number 14, Jake Kavanaugh, but he can't get it to go.
Yeah, and Sean Norris has come off the bench, so he's a bit fresher now. So as you said, he probably would have been pretty fatigued from the game he's played.
Yep, as we see CJ set the check back in, and young Weston Tedcastle set the check into the game.
Oh, that's his first time on the court. Fantastic. You hear the crowd really acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Everyone's clapping Weston coming on.
Yep, another hometown kid. Weston's a young junior. I think when we, restarted our wheelchair comp, I know Crit had Weston in mind because we always saw him down to basketball. So, it's good to see him be able to suit up for his hometown as well at such a young age.
Yeah, he's a strong young man. He's got huge potential.
So we see Jalen's going to bring the ball up the right side. Kicks it over to Tom in the middle. Tom over to CJ. And here comes the Salties offense rolling. Looking over there, gets Tom, gets a cut, kicks it to Jalen at the top. Jalen's going to spot up for the 3. And that one is going to touch every part of the rim and not go through. Look, Jalen, I think he's just couldn't get it tonight, couldn't find the touch tonight. But you can tell he's a great shooter because all those look good.
Yeah. Oh, nice attempt to get it inside, and great intercept. Possibly an injury.
But I think he's going to be all right.
He was holding his elbow as he went down, but looks okay.
But seems okay. He's got himself up.
It was a big stretch and a hard fall.
Great pass, though, by Tom McHugh, and they just couldn't get it to go to Wildcats. On that one, 3:40 remaining in this game. Jalen Brown down the middle. I got Snappy right in front of me. He wants me to let everybody at home know he's got all the moves, and if you come down, watch the Salties, you'll be able to check him out and all the basketball glory.
How you going, Snappy?
As Sean Norris is going to go down baseline. Looks like it's Jake. Jake gets it back to Sean. Sean kicks it over to Tom. Takes that mid-range. Can't get that one to go. Rebound by Jalen. Jalen's looking for CJ on the street. Here's CJ. He's going to get an open look at the layup, and it is good. Great communication there by CJ to let Jalen know, hey, I'm wide open by myself. Let's tick this scoreboard over and push this lead to 20 with 2:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. Oh, good defense right there by Young West. And here's Tom McHugh with an easy mid-range kiss off the glass. Cut that lead to 18. Here comes Young West and Tedcastle. Bring the ball up the middle. And wouldn't it be special to see if he can get a bucket in this game in his hometown? Just gets a mishandle right there. And here comes Sean Norris and the Perth Wheelcats. Oh, Sean pauses for a minute, looks for his own shot, can't get it to go. And there is Jalen receiving the same pass that he just gave to CJ and the same result. It needs you 2 points.
Got a bit of payback going on here, bit of give and go.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Tom kicks it back to Sean. There's a good deflection right there by Jalen Brown. And this Salty's team, there's a minute and a half left, and they're still playing hard. As Tom McHugh, big three.
Nice one.
And I think we may see a lot more of that in game 3 as Tom, like I said, is probably that leading scorer on that team for the Perth Wheelcats. As Jalen gets a mid-range 2, it won't go that time. Rebound goes to the Wheelcats. Here comes Sean Norris. Minute 25 remaining in this game. Great defense right here by Tom O'Neill. Here's a screen by the other Tom. Kick over, and that's going to be tipped, and it's going to stay with the Perth Wheelcats. White is going to check back in for the Salties. Oh, and here's Tommy Hugh for another 3 at the top. He gets that one to go.
There we go.
These Wheelcats are making a surge right now. It's only a 14-point game. You know, if they can get a stop here, another big shot, they may have a chance of cutting into this thing. But the Salties are going to take their time. They know the clock. Here's CJ with a no-look pass to Jalen. And right now, these two guys have it dialed in. They know exactly where each other are at the exact moment that they need to get it there.
That's a no-look pass over the head.
Yeah, very fancy right there for CJ, showing off for the home crowd. Here comes Tommy Hugh for another 3. Can't get that one go. Rebound goes to number 4, Damo. Kicks it over to Jalen. Jalen's going to bring up that left side. Looking around, he finds Tom O'Neill Thorne at the top. Back over to Weston. Weston's going to take a 2. Can't get it to go. Unlucky for West. It's going to be Perth Wheelcats ball with 22 seconds remaining in the game. Inbounding it to Frank Pender.
The crowd are on their feet here.
Kicks it over to Sean. Sean at the top. Back over to Tom. 10 seconds remaining. And we have Tom O'Neill Thorne, who has to get back up on 2 wheels, and it will be Wheelcats ball, 10 seconds remaining. As the Wheelcats enter at 8 seconds, I think they're going to try and get Tom. They wanted to get Tom another shot, but he's not going to be open. Here's a shot for the young, no good for the Wheelcats, and that is going to do it. Final score, your Darwin Salties 72 and the Perth Wheelcats 56. Very, very round scoring tonight, but we saw Jonty Brown led off scores with 19. Tom O'Neill Thorne, 17 points. Jalen Brown, 15. And Rio rounded that scoring out with 11. CJ chipped in 10 points. So we have 5 guys in double figures today. A very, very good game to watch. We have game 3 of this 3rd round tomorrow here at the Crock Pot, 12:30. If you cannot come down, make sure you check in on the live stats. But if you're in Darwin, this is the hot place to be at 12:30 tomorrow. So my name is Fred.
I'm Fiona.
We will see you guys next time here at the Crock Pot.